Hello, my name is Parker Doubt. Today, I will be discussing my proposed research question for the Research and Computing module for the MSc Cybersecurity program at the National College of Ireland. The title of my presentation is Proactive Identification of Cybersecurity Threats via Automated Social Media Communication Analysis. The material covered in this presentation will provide an introduction to the research question, background information relating to the field of cybersecurity, previously conducted research that was consulted to provide insight into the feasibility of the creation of a new system, and to address the key areas of interest that will be discussed later in this presentation. Finally, I will discuss the methodologies and techniques that will be used in the development and application of my proposed system. At the end of the presentation, the research literature and references consulted will be shown, should you be interested in the further investigation into this area of research. For my research, I will produce a proactive threat identification and alert system through the analysis of publicly available social media posts from identified global cybersecurity experts by implementing an automated text retrieval, processing, and analysis system to isolate and generate a report based on identified anomalous terminology. To determine the feasibility of such a system, three key areas of interest must be investigated. These areas of interest are information gathering from social media network communications, using social media for event prediction, and the benefits and limitations of proactive identification based on social media network communications. To give a little bit of background on the area of cybersecurity and the value of early threat identification, a single day's notice before a cyber threat may reduce the impact of an attack against an individual or company. Many security researchers and experts use social media and blog posts to discuss their observations of unusual activities and behaviors in the days leading up to an attack. Based on previous research conducted in the field of medicine and cyber threat classification, an advanced identification system can be developed that provides a more accurate and reliable method for proactive cybersecurity threat identification. With the rise in cybersecurity threats and incidents in the recent years, a growing need exists for a system that can extract and analyze useful information from a large collection of data. Relating back to the three key areas of interest, based on results presented in previous research, to ensure that information gathering from social media network communications is feasible, we must first identify the key actors within the cybersecurity sector. Once these key actors are identified, their posts can be analyzed for information relating to potential cybersecurity threats. To show that social media may be used for event prediction, previous research has consistently demonstrated the potential the social media site Twitter has as a source for vulnerability identification and early detection that may extend to other sites such as personal blogs or Facebook. In determining the benefits and limitations of proactive identification based on social media network communications, clear limiting factors were identified, such as a lack of clearly defined benchmarks for comparisons and a lack of representative or realistic data. The methodology used in this new system will be as follows. To retrieve the data necessary, we will use a combination of Python libraries, including TweePy and FeedParser, to collect posts from key cybersecurity researchers. To identify the posts and tweets needed for collection, we will compile a list of well-known, reliable security experts who have shown frequent engagement on topics related to cybersecurity. Each hour, we will collect all tweets and posts generated during the previous 60-minute period. All tweets and posts will be pre-processed. The removal of URLs, symbols, numbers, and Twitter handles. Additionally, all text will be made lowercase. As a result of the pre-processing, a long list of terms, many of which are unrelated to cybersecurity threats, will be generated. Multistage filtering allows the system to generate alerts only for terms that are likely to be related to a new cyber threat. English, Russian, and other language dictionaries and a stopword dictionary will be used to filter out common words unlikely to be related to threats. A technical dictionary will be used to remove several context-specific words previously used by experts. Finally, words that also do not appear in the general cyber threat dictionary will be filtered out to avoid words associated with novel or socio-political topics typically discussed on social media websites. Following the multi-stage filtering, the system will automatically generate an alert providing additional information related to any term that passes through the filtering process. The generated alert will contain the discovered term that is likely to be related to a cyber threat, the number of times the term has been mentioned on Twitter, the number of times the term has been mentioned in various other blogs and social network sites, and the associated words included in the general threat dictionary. This provides additional context for interpretation of the generated warning. To evaluate the accuracy of the system, we will feed the algorithm posts from the days leading up to notable attacks. We will do this to gather information about the overall performance of the generated warnings and the approximate time between a generated warning and mainstream media coverage. Here is a list of the literature consulted during the exploration of my research question to produce a proactive threat identification and alert system through the analysis of publicly available social media posts from identified global cybersecurity experts by implementing automated text retrieval, processing, and analysis systems to isolate and generate a report based on identified anomalous terminology.